and welcome. I'm Leigh Clarke, and today I am here with Deadpool, and we're going to be doing a little book club and talking about Deadpool's favourite books. The first of which is Rika Outcast, and the second one is the Sword-Mage Chronicles Awakening, which isn't quite out yet, but it probably will be by the time you see this. So, Deadpool, welcome.
Just a moment. Just a second.
Oh God, he's playing a computer game.
Just have to finish my Toon Blast. Okay, all right.
You're done. You good?
I don't stop playing for many people, but
Thank you very much, Deadpool. I really appreciate you taking the time to talk to us. All right. So, tell us about your favorite books then.
well, my favorite books usually involve a lot of people dying. I'm a kind of a fan of that. And if it's gruesome, I think gruesome is pretty good. So I'm always a fan of a gruesome book. You know, if you have no idea how hard it is to actually read swords over your shoulder. Here we are.
Oh dear, Deadpool, please be careful with that. Please don't. I'm very glad I'm on the other end of a camera.
I was actually trying to knock out the light up here because I thought that was more exciting, but you know.
Wow. All right. So,
is there swordplay in the Mage Chronicles books?
there is actually, yeah, because Bentley ends up hooked up to this sword, and nice segue. How did you figure? Wow. So,
Come on, of course.
come on, I'm Deadpool, man. I'm sorry, I'm having a little bit of a fangirl moment here, because obviously I've seen your best works, like like your Deadpool movies, and I must say, dude, like I like the action and your humor. I mean, you got a great sense of humor.
Well, did you see the first one? I hope not, right?
I did, yes.
The X-Men one where I had no mouth?
No, I didn't see that one.
Excellent. See, we had to make up for that movie.
Oh, so that's why everything else subsequently is super great.
Yeah. Well, I mean, hopefully you didn't see the Green Lantern as well, or you did not see the Green Lantern?
I've seen a little bit of it.
Oh, well, I appreciate that you still like my work then. That wasn't my best, but we made up for it. I really feel like we did, so.
Yeah, I think so. And your current project, or your next project, I mean, how do you relax in between, like, doing all of this filming?
Well, me and Lady Deadpool sometimes, do a little bit of gender swapping. So that's something that might happen, I'm sure you watched the movie. Do you remember some of that? Yes. Is that more detail? Is that TMI?
No, that's plenty of detail. I was just thinking of the little shirt where your legs were little.
Reading books.
I was going in that direction, since this is a book club. But yeah, tell us about your books, the books that you read.
I do like reading books as well.
I see a lot of them like nicely stacked behind you. Have you read all of that?
I have a bit of catching up to do, I must admit. I'm a bit behind. I am working on it. And I especially like Rika Outcast because there's a scene in the book. So Rika's a mech. She had like her arms and legs cut off and stuff like that, and it wasn't exactly something she wanted to have.
Which you've experienced. You've been through this.
Exactly, yeah.
Right.
Her and I connect on a very real level. And one time, she tore someone's arms off and beat them to death with them. So I respect that. I think that's some fantastic work that you did there.
I'm feeling like maybe you take some inspiration from this and put it into your own life.
It might happen. I might have read some books here and there and decided to, rip someone's arms off and just see what it would be like. Yeah, that might happen.
And so who's your favorite author then? Who's the author of Rika?
Well, Rika was written by an author named M.D. Cooper, who I think is fantastic. Right. I met him in person. I don't think he's quite manly enough to ever rip anyone's arms off, but...
No, I've met MD. He's pretty cool guy. He's solid. He's not the kind of...
Let's not go quite so far as to say he's cool. Let's just say he's okay.
Okay, because cool's reserved for like the Deadpools of this world.
But for me, I'm cool. I'm cool when all my limbs are on and stuff like that. I'm not quite as cool if you saw my face. If the dried up scrotum thing I got going on here. You don't want that.
No, I'm. Thank you for wearing the mask. I really appreciate that too. Yeah, cool. Okay, so what about this other? I mean, you mentioned the Sword-Mage Chronicles as well.
Well, it's not out yet, so I haven't read it. But I've read your other work, Elle.
You have?
I would love to read your next book. Well, yeah.
Oh my God, I'm kind of emotional about that. Wow.
Well, I was first drawn to it. As you can tell, I'm a fan of tight clothing. A little bit catsuit here, you know.
You're a fan of?
Sorry, what?
You're a fan of?
Well, you know, I wear some tight clothing from time to time.
Tight clothing. Oh, tight clothing. Yes. Yes. I mean, do you want to stand up and give us a twirl of your tight clothing?
Well, it wasn't what I was going for. The leading character on your books tends to wear cat suits, and I thought, you know, that's a lady after my own heart there.
Right. Okay.
So, of course, you know. I mean, well, when you're doing a lot of acrobatic moves, you know, you've got to be able to stretch and, you know, spread out well and stuff like that. So.
Yeah, and you got to be able to move, I guess. Right. Okay, cool. Well, I'm totally flattered that you read some of my other books. And yeah, we're looking forward to Bentley. So, I mean, that series was the Molly series. With this one's we call affectionately Bentley, even though it's like the Sword-Mage Chronicles and so on. Yeah, and Bentley is a fan of swords, although not so much to begin with, because she ends up kind of like waking up, no memories, and hooked up to this sword that's kind of like
Bentley's a girl?
Bentley's a girl, yeah.
Bentley sounds like a very manly name to me, I have to admit.
Yeah. One of my friends that I play poker with is called Bentley. And
any chance you could change it for me?
Huh?
Any chance you could change her name for me?
For you!
I would take
Deadpool.
a personal, you know, compliment if you changed her name for me.
For you, I would do anything. What would you like me to call her?
You're kind of putting me on the spot here, you know?
Well, you asked. I mean, like, do you want to, like, do this off camera sometime?
Yes, I think that makes more sense.
Okay, great.
There are a lot of good names out there. I mean, you know, there's Laura.
Right. Yeah. Oh, but yes, but your friend Michael is very good at naming people.
That's true. He has a buttload of characters in his books with just ridiculous names.
Right, and real people as well. Like, I know a certain author that he renamed.
Who?
Elle.
I'm making you say it.
Oh, I see. Yeah, so MD Cooper. Not a lot of people know this, but MD Cooper is responsible for me being called Leigh Clarke.
That is true. He actually did tell me that story, which is kind of weird to think that there's an adult human being that he named. It's like something that happens like in some sort of like strange native ceremonies where you get like the name walking bear or something like that.
Well, it felt like a rite of passage, you know, becoming an author, which
makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, did you have a name before you became Deadpool?
Well, yeah.
Well, yeah.
I don't. It's a secret identity, you know. I don't know if you know how this sort of thing works, Elle.
Well, no, explain it to me. I mean, I don't get to talk to many superheroes, so.
Well, if I had the Clarke Kent glasses, I would put those on, and you wouldn't be able to tell who I was. But I can't really take off the mask and show you. But yeah, you know, I don't want anyone to hurt my family or my friends or anything like that, so I have to keep my identity a secret.
Right. Okay, that makes a lot of sense.
It's just standard stuff, you know.
Yeah. No, I can see the logic behind it. That makes sense. Yeah. Good for you. So what have you got? Obviously, like, we're very gracious, like, and pleased to have, you know, some of your time. What do you got? Have you got next planned for the rest of your day?
Well, you know, one of the things that is wearing on us a lot is Disney has now bought the rights to Fox.
Right.
So we're trying to decide if there's some way that we can get us into Infinity War. I'm working really hard on a Deadpool appearance in Infinity War, but I don't know if it's going to happen or not. It's a little bit tricky, you know. Mainly because they want Colossus, and he's really heavy and hard to move around. So it's hard to say if we're going to get to be in Infinity War too.
Wow. Well, you know, I think the best thing would be for you to have your own solo movie once again, because, you know.
I want to do more Domino. That's what I want. I want like the Deadpool and Domino movie. I think that'd be fantastic.
That would be pretty cool.
Pretty rad, isn't she?
Yeah, yeah, and I think like throwing in Spider-Man for good measure would just be, hilarious.
I don't know. I don't want any confusion. Spider-Man and I from a
I
distance.
know that's what would make it fun, don't you think?
And I kind of want to get web. Well, if I met Spider-Man, maybe I could get his webs. Because Tony Stark won't give them to me. The guy's an asshole.
Yeah, I've heard. Yeah.
So is everybody else.
So you and Spider-Man like don't confer. I mean, you didn't confer on your costume or anything.
Well, I'm not exactly in the same rating as Spider-Man. He's kind of a nice kid. I came over to the house one time, and his aunt was like, "Hey, I don't know about that Deadpool guy. He makes way too many butt sex jokes." So, yeah, it didn't exactly go the way we wanted it to go.
Oh my goodness me!
I suppose what you're saying is I might reread a Rika book. Is what I might do.
Awesome.
Yeah,
That's cool.
That was intentional.
That was just a sword.
The book today, that might happen.
Very nice. Can you bring that closer to the camera so that I can see it?
Of course.
That's awesome. Wow, look at that. That's a great cover as well.
Yeah,
I hear really good things about this book. Like the reviews are amazing, and I know that there's a big horde of diehard fans that just love that series.
That's a great color too.
Sorry?
It's a great color.
Yeah, that too. But also, I think that's like the gateway into a whole universe of Rika stuff, right?
It is, yeah. Well, the author, M.D. Cooper, writes everything he has in one giant universe. So the universe is called Aeon 14. And it's everywhere from bounty hunters to mechs to admirals on starships. It's the whole schmear. It's fantastic.
Wow. Yeah. I can imagine getting lost in a universe like that.
Yeah,
that's great.
I think right now there's 70 books, so you can get in there for a while. But a lot of the series are all written self-contained. So if you were to want just to read the Rika books, you could just read the Rika books. And if you decide you want to, try some other exciting drugs, you can do that too.
That's exciting. That's awesome. Yeah, and I think for people who like to like binge read, and that's their go-to thing rather than just like Netflix or whatever, I think that this is a really great option for them. Cool.
Absolutely.
Exciting stuff. So Deadpool, I don't want to keep you from like saving the world and all the other cool stuff that you need to do.
And like I said, I have to do battle with the mouse. I've actually, me and Mickey Mouse, mono and mono. That's going on later this afternoon. So I can't hang out forever.
Okay, all right. Well, look, thank you for hanging out with us for a little bit, and it's been fun, and hopefully we can do this again. Maybe when you have another book that you've read that you want to talk to us about.
Well, word is out, and I can read about the lovely Laura.
Oh, that's true. The what? The Bentley.
Laura, right, exactly.
Laura.
Yeah.
You renamed Bentley Laura. Like in one segue.
Bentley is a car. I drive a Bentley. I have two of them, actually. It's a masculine car. I don't know if you know this or not.
Well, yeah, but in the future, so the Bentleys get really good at creating engines, and she sees it on a bit of kit, and obviously she doesn't know who she is, and so it's like a name that she kind of comes up with when she has to introduce herself, and it's like a spur of the moment kind of, fuck, my name's Bentley.
Secret identity. And then all rules are out. I mean, Deadpool. No one names their kid Deadpool. But yeah, if it's a secret identity, then it's way cool. Then Deadpool's fine.
That's okay. But we'll see. Maybe we need to discover what her real name is, and maybe she needs to be called Laura. But yeah.
Just a little aside. I recently was reading a thing. Apparently, Sloan, like Solan, Sloan, is the most attractive first name for a girl. So I guess maybe Bentley isn't that weird.
Do you know why I think that is?
Why?
Did you ever see The Newsroom? Aaron Sorkin's Newsroom. Oh my god, it's so good. But there's a girl called Sloan on that, and she is like super hot.
Did anybody die in that show?
No. No, they didn't. So maybe that's why you're not interested.
I mean, like did anyone maybe get shot in the hand, or the arm or anything like that? Like in the head?
No, none of that. No.
Yeah,
it's probably not your thing.
I guess let's actually take a quick step. How hot is this Sloan?
How what?
How hot is Sloan?
I would say that she's a solid 9.
Oh, it's not that low. 9?
Sorry?
Just a 9?
Just a 9. Well, I mean, Like I have a tough rating system, I guess.
Okay.
I mean, like, if Deadpool's 10, like, there is a gap between, like, everyone else and Deadpool.
If I'm 10, then everybody else is a 9.
Yeah. That's the best that they can do. Yeah. So, the if you want to, like, rename Bentley, I think you need to do it by the 29th of October, because that's when the book's released.
Good to know.
Good to know. So keep me posted and let me know.
I'll do that. I'll give it some more thought. I'll decide if I could drive a Bentley and have it be a girl. We'll find out. I mean, I've driven a couple of girls, but
you've driven a couple of girls. What, round the bend?
Something like that, yeah.
Oh my god. Bentley. I mean, Deadpool. We're going to have to wrap this up before this goes somewhere where it really shouldn't.
It probably already has.
Thank you so much for being with us, and let's talk again soon.
Absolutely, thank you.
Good luck with your Infinity Wars.
I will, thank you. Oh, first I got to fight the mouse. Don't forget,
And the mouse, and the fight with the mouse tonight. Yeah. Good luck. Bye.
Goodbye.